Right, a very warm welcome back. We're having a special broadcast that's taking place here in Sandton. And of course, a little bit later on this evening, we'll see day 2 of the Standard Bank Joy of Jazz, 20 years later. It's the biggest jazz gathering that you're going to see across the continent, in fact. It's one of those dates that you want to be part of, even internationally, because you'll see the very best of international stars coming to the Joy of Jazz and local stars as well. And one that will be performing for the very first time, despite having already a distinguished 10-year career, is Brenda Mtambo. Brenda, thank you very much for joining us and welcome. Congratulations on your first Joy of Jazz.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited. You have no idea. I'm sure you can tell earlier on. I was telling you, I'm so excited. 20 years and I get to be part of that. You know, I just started out as a solo artist, but then now I'm here and I'm so excited. Like, I'm looking forward to tonight. So, yeah, to everyone who's coming, they're in for a treat.
But it's been a journey, hasn't it? I mean, more than 10 years. A lot of people will remember your beginnings with Joyous Celebration, but you have carved a name out by yourself now, Brenda Mtambo. And I guess for those that are not quite familiar with your music, where would you put it if you had to define it?
You know, we were talking earlier, I don't like to define my sounds, but I'm more of an Afrocentric artist. You know, I resemble Africa in all aspects, but then I have jazz elements also, because I grew up listening to jazz at home, also African music, also, you know, I'm just inspired by a lot of other sounds, Western sounds also. So I'm not a box kind of artist, I'm very versatile, you know, and with my experience of like all these years, I've gathered everything along the way just to be at this point.
So now you and I have something in common, that we started our careers, our studies in accounting, ended up doing something else. Tell me about your journey.
My journey was very simple. Like, I just wanted to have money, man. I was like, I'm going to study, become accounting, and I went for that. I was like, this is what I want to do. But then I realized that, you know, along the way, I wasn't fulfilled and I wasn't happy. So I thought, what would make me happy then? I thought, I love to sing, I love to write songs, so let me rather pursue that, and I'm glad I did.
All right. So what can people expect to hear at the Joy of Jazz, Brenda Mtambo?
That's a very difficult question to ask. You know, an artist like myself, I'm a very spiritual, I'm led by the Spirit all the time when I perform. So sometimes I don't want to tell people what I'm going to do. I want them to come and experience it. But it's just an experience, you know, of spirituality, of skill, but also of all the songs that I've written, or, you know, in the past 2 albums that I've released. You know, I'm going to be performing all my 2 albums, not all of them because I don't have enough time, but I've covered all the songs that I think people will love. And the repertoire is really amazing. I'm looking forward to it.
When I look at the lineup of Joy of Jazz this year, I mean, these are great names, and you're on there. And I just wonder, how does it make you feel knowing that you're counted amongst the best now? You
know, I think it makes me so emotional, honestly, because I've wanted this for so long. You know, you wanted something for so long, and then it's happening, and then amongst the people, there's Salificator. Same stage, there's Musiq Soul Child. Same stage, it's Tutupoan. It's just amazing, man. The lineup is amazing, and I feel honored that when I started out, you know, I spoke to a Team Music man, a producer, Mantua, and I remember she told me, one day, I know that you're going to be on that. And for her to call me at this particular moment when they're celebrating 20 years, it's super amazing for me, and I'm truly grateful for that.
So what has kept you going over the years?
Oh my God, it's a dream. You know, I love what I'm doing, and I feel like it's the dream that has kept me. My passion has kept me going. I've been through a lot, you know, difficulties, you know. Getting into the industry is not as easy as people perceive it to be. So I think it's just, you know, the passion, and also that man upstairs, God.
Now, one of the beautiful things about the Standard Bank Joy of Jazz Festival is that artists have an opportunity to work with young people who are coming through. What's your advice to young musicians? And you performed a little bit earlier on with the National Standard Bank National Youth Jazz Orchestra. What's your advice to young people that are trying to break through?
I think it's important to educate yourself with what you want to do. You know, you need as much information as you can get around the business of music, you know, because this is not just about you singing, you know, you have to make a living out of it. So I always say get as much information as you can.
10 years down, what do you have plans for the next 10?
Oh my God, you're gonna have to wait and see that. I have so many big plans, but you know me, I always like to, you know, I work underground, you know, I do my things underground. I want to see the results.
And where else are they going to be able to hear your music in the near future?
I'm doing quite a lot of things this year. I've been so blessed. Like, I'm gonna be all around. If you follow me on my Instagram and my Twitter, you know, you can follow everywhere I'm going. I'm gonna be having such like a lot of like work that I'm doing.
So you're performing tonight?
Tonight, yes.
Yeah.
Mbira stage at 7 p.m. tonight.
Mbira stage.
Mbira stage.
Okay. So there you've heard it. Brenda Mtambo. Local artist, 10 years in the bag. She's sang with Joyous Celebration and many artists that you will recognize. But she's a star in her own right, and we're going to be celebrating and enjoying her music this evening. Standard Bank Joy of Jazz Festival, Sandton. Make sure you're a part of that and listen to Brenda live.